It is very much important. If we lack these three elements or components on Earth, obviously we will suffer and will die out. So, in that light, let us examine air as a life-supporting element. First and foremost, air is important because if we cannot breathe, obviously we will be in a state of torment, will not be comfortable, and it will affect us seriously. And the air we breathe in is composed of so many elements. First and foremost, we have nitrogen, which is made up of the largest percentage, and that is 78%. We also have oxygen, which is made up of 21%. And of course, we have carbon dioxide and other gases. Which is 1%. When you add all of these, it will give you 100%. Air is very much important because as human beings, as animals, and as plants, all of us make use of this particular life-supporting element in order for all of us to survive. We take a case of human beings. We breathe in oxygen, and as pupils, you too can demonstrate that by taking in air. For instance, as I've taken in air, it goes into all parts of my body, especially my lungs. And I make use of it. I utilize it very well so that I can be strong, energetic, and physically fit. Likewise, animals as well. When animals take in oxygen, it helps them to live a comfortable life. This oxygen that we make use of actually come from plants, but we in turn actually give out carbon dioxide, which the plants need. The plants need carbon dioxide, which they use to manufacture their food so that we can have food, we can have source of energy for us to survive. If the plants lack this carbon dioxide, obviously they will not make use of the carbon dioxide through a process called photosynthesis so that they can produce food. And if we lack this exchange of gases, it will affect life on planet Earth. It reminds us about one of the observations of Charles Darwin, which states that human beings will struggle for survival, or it will become survival of the fittest. Because if we lack food around our community, people will begin to struggle, scramble, and move all around in terms of energy. On that note, we also have what we call the breathing life cycle, which means that energy comes to us through air. And we have various diagrams, but I've decided to present this particular diagram, which is in circular form. This one, as I mentioned, we have humans, we have animals, we have plants. For the first aspect, which is the point 1, human beings as well as animals and other creatures, we need air in order for us to utilize it very well and be in a comfortable state. Because the entire atmosphere we find ourselves is made up of air. All the air we breathe in comes from the atmosphere. And it is on this note that human beings and other animals live very well. The second aspect has to do with the transmission, the movement of the air we take in to our body. And it goes to the various parts of our body, especially our lungs. We utilize it very well, and having utilized the air we take in, we give out as oxygen. And the oxygen is utilized by the plants. And the plants survive through the oxygen we give to them, the carbon dioxide we give to them, so that they can make good use of it. On that note, we realize the fact that the continuous exchange of life between animals, plants, and human beings is noted to be the life cycle or the breathing cycle. And on that note, we realize the fact that we have so many importance of air. The importance of air are so many, but we will look at some of these importance. First and foremost, air is needed for our survival because we consume air as humans and as animals in order for us to survive. Without air, there will be no living thing. Secondly, air is needed by plants in the form of carbon dioxide for the production of food. Air is needed by plants in the form of carbon dioxide for the production of food, without which all human beings and plants will not have food to eat. The animals need grass, humans need varieties of food items in order for them to actually survive. You would agree with me that humans need fruits, vegetables, and other food items which make us to be fit, strong, healthy, and we live a better life. Again, air is important because it helps us to dry many things. For instance, some of us who have laundered our clothes or materials, we hang these items outside or in our veranda, and we allow air to blow through these items and they get dried for us to use. Some of us do iron and make good use of it. Again, we need air in order to move machines. The airplanes that fly, the tractors and caterpillars that actually do, multifunctional work, obviously need air for them to actually perform in a very, very powerful manner. And again, Air is important because human beings need it in the form of production. If we go today to the Sierra Leone brewery, the cold storage, the Sierra Leone bottling company that we call cold storage, we realize that before we apply the list of stopper on the bottles, obviously air is being applied for us to have, durability or sustainability in terms of these products so that they are needed in terms of our consumption. On that note, if you have some questions to actually pose, I would like you to pose some of these questions for positive response. Over to you, class. Okay, thank you, Amadou, for that particular question. Amadou, you have to be audible. Amadou is asking that he is doubtful in terms of the composition of the 100%. So it means we have to write it according to units and tens. Amadou, if you can see, if you say 8 plus 1 is equals to 9. 9 plus 1 gives you 10. You write the 0 and you carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So that gives us 100%. I'm sure the mathematicians or your teacher in mathematics would actually help you better in terms of adding figures. Since there are no more questions, I will write the notes that you can copy quickly, and you will do some additional work when you go home. But for you to understand quickly is the fact that we looked at elements on Earth which support life, and we realize the fact that these elements are very much important because they are useful to humans, animals, and plants. And again, these particular elements are found around us. Where can we locate them? Closer to us and in the sky. And at the same time, human beings make use of all three of these elements. The same applies to plants and the same applies to animals. We have air, water, and sunlight. And for today's lesson, we've looked at air as a life-supporting element. Without air, obviously, we will not be in a position to exist as human beings. Simply, we have the diagram showing us the breathing life cycle. Apart from this particular diagram, you also have another diagram which tells us about plants being on one side, animals and human beings being on the other side, and showing us the demonstration in terms of the release of plants, the release of air from animals, the release of air from humans and animals, which is carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide being utilized by the plants, and they give out oxygen. The oxygen that the plants release are what we human beings and animals make use of in order for us to survive. That exchange of gases between animals and humans on one side and plants on the other side is what we refer to as the breathing life cycle. And quickly, in terms of importance, we know we need it for survival. We need air so that animals can provide food, produce food. Again, We also need air because we need to dry our clothes. We need air for production work. We need air to move machines, etc. So pupils, make sure you take this as some exercise for you to work at home. One is for you to find out and draw neatly the diagram of the breathing life cycle, showing human beings and animals on one end releasing carbon dioxide and taking in oxygen. And you show again the plants on one side releasing oxygen and taking carbon dioxide. The next assignment, which is question 2, is for you to find out and write how important is air to you at home and in your community. And lastly, make sure you read about water as a life-supporting element. Thank you very much.